welcome to this week's installment of Flute Tip of the Week. Now you can probably tell that I am not in my apartment, aptly observed. So I'm actually back home in Ottawa and I'm here with my parents, and so this is my basement. You could tell that we have some really cool murals and we've got some poker playing smoking nuns over there. Without further ado, here is FTW number 4. Mentally pinpoint areas of tension and practice relaxing them until it becomes a habit. This is very important because a lot of people end up having many health issues due to tension and just general fatigue or chronic pain or anything like that. They end up having to stop playing their instrument at a much earlier age than they would have hoped. A lot of this can be solved by having a better understanding of how your body works, how you manipulate your muscles to be able to play your instrument, and also just a general understanding of how everything connects and how everything affects the rest of your body. What I like to think of it as is the taller a building is, the better the foundation has to be. It doesn't matter how high up in your body the issue is. You're going to need to go all the way down to the bottom and just do a mental checklist until you're able to find the culprit. Let's say you're having some trouble fingering with your right hand. You're finding a lot of tension and you're not quite able to get your fingers to pivot properly at a proper speed, or just to do it comfortably and you end up having to stop practicing earlier. The way to start approaching this is to gradually work away from your fingers. You would go from your knuckles to your wrist, then go from your wrist to where your tendons for your fingers connect. And basically you just keep on going to your elbow, then your shoulders, and even to the space of your neck and then the base of your skull. It is really important to understand that you can have problems somewhere as far off as your neck that end up manifesting in problems in your fingers. Basically, you just have to keep on going down the list until you find what's wrong. Let's say I'm going to play something as simple as a D major scale. I'm going to use some tension in my shoulders and I'm going to scrunch up the way I've seen some younger players do. Let's see what happens. So, my observations, my wrist is already pretty sore, my elbow was feeling quite tight, and also my lower back is sore, my neck was sore, it was getting difficult to breathe properly, I couldn't get my normal sound out, and also I found it difficult to be able to do my full breath capacity. Now let's see how it feels with the position that I am comfortable with. You see just how something as far off as just scrunching your neck can affect things all down your arm. Let's say you checked everything in your torso. Now let's start going a little bit farther down. Going from your lower back to your hips, if they're splayed out to either side, or if they're too far back, like if you're kind of sticking your butt out a bit. Then you would go to your knees to make sure that they're not locked or too close together so that you don't have enough space to balance properly. And then you would make your way to your ankle and your toes. One of my students is a really big believer in tapping his toe to be able to maintain his tempo. What he didn't realize was that because he was tapping his toe, it was affecting the rest of his body. Once I got him to change from using his entire foot as a kind of pivot point and to just try to maintain the tempo in his head, he suddenly looked at me and he said, I had no idea that this was going to be so much easier. Again, that tip was mentally pinpoint areas of tension and practice relaxing them until it becomes a habit. If you find this helpful, do put it in the comments. If you have any observations of your own about different areas that you have problems with, then also comment on that and I will get back to you with any ideas or advice on how to focus on the areas around that point. Always flute happy, flute comfortable, and I'll see you next week. My sister came over for dinner last night, and it's my birthday next week, and obviously she's not going to be in London, so she gave me bunny ears. and TARDIS pajama pants. 'Cause England.